There's one particular dismissal that everyone's been talking about over the last 3 to 4 days, and that has to do with the image that you see on your screen at the moment. A dismissal that made us question the spirit of the game, a dismissal that made us question the laws of the game. Everybody has had things to say, but now what's happened is that a certain player who was involved, who was there as far as this particular moment is concerned, he has now made a revolution of sorts. It is Travis Head of the Australian side who was very much on the pitch over there, and he's now reflected back on a conversation that he had with the man over there, Jonny Bairstow, clearly miffed, as you see in this particular visual as well. Not just him, the English camp overall, the supporters as well, have all been miffed with the Australian side as to what happened with regards to this dismissal. Now, he has revealed a conversation that he had in the previous test match with Jonny Bairstow. What exactly was that conversation? We'll tell you that in a short while from now. But what it in many ways has done is it makes us all question whether the English side are being hypocritical at the moment. They've cast questions on the spirit of the game, they've cast questions on how the game is being played, but the bigger question, if you ask me, is if the English are indeed being hypocritical right now. Why I say that is, we'll tell you that in a moment or two from now. But before that, let's first quickly tell you as to what Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum had to say after this dismissal, after which we will tell you what Travis Head has had to say. Jonny Bairstow, of course, just to take you guys back, after the match had gotten over, he was asked if he would have ever effected a run out or would have probably withdrawn the appeal, or would he in fact have gone ahead and chosen to win in such manner. He said no, he wouldn't have wanted to win in such a manner, and perhaps would have considered getting the batter back. When Brendan McCullum, who's also very upset with the way Jonny Bairstow was dismissed, he too had similar feelings as that of Captain Ben Stokes, and he said he'd probably not be having a beer anytime soon with the Aussies. So these were the comments of the two, but what has Travis Head now said that is revealing in its own way? Let's, without wasting any more time, tell you what Travis Head has said. Travis Head says that I'm sort of reminded of Jonny last week when I walked out of my crease at Edgbaston. So we're talking about the first test match. He says at the end of the over, this is the incident that he's talking about during the Edgbaston test match. He says that and the ball got whipped in, and I quickly whipped my back bat and questioned Jonny, would you have taken the stumps off? He said yes, he definitely would have done that, and he walked away from the scene. This is a revelation that's been made by Jonny Bairstow in a podcast. It happened just about a couple of days back, and this is the exact conversation that we have for you over here, the excerpt of that conversation that he had during the podcast. So he says just about a week back, when the two teams were playing at Lord's, there was a similar incident, and that time it was probably Travis Head who was just about to get out, but he put his bat back, had that brief interaction with Jonny Bairstow, who back then said that he definitely would have taken the bails off. And it's the same Jonny Bairstow, it's the same English side that's not liking the way Jonny Bairstow was now dismissed, that's put into question the rules of the game, that's put into question the spirit of the game, and all of these things are being said now when Jonny Bairstow himself would have probably in his own would have done the same in this whole situation. Now, what Travis Head has also said with regards to this particular dismissal is, he said that there are many things that get said, there are many things that happen on the field, and you do end up doing things in the heat of the moment at times. But as far as this particular incident is concerned, it is clear, it is the letter of the law, it is the law, and everyone involved just follow the law. The players, the Australian side, the match referee, the third umpire, the umpires on the field, everything that happened at the Lords was in accordance with the rules which have been codified of the game. So nothing out of the rule book had happened, and that is also one of the pertinent points that Travis Head has made, something which in many ways hasn't gone down well as far as the English camp is concerned. Some of the experts of the game as well, also you've been hearing all these comments coming in, haven't been happy with the way the Australians have played the last 2 test matches. They've been points of contention. The two teams have a long rivalry as well, a rivalry which is extremely fierce and hot, as we know. But all said and done, no rules have been broken, and at the end of the day, you need to follow the rules. As far as rules are concerned, the spirit of the game is concerned, everything is falling in line as far as the Australian side is concerned, and perhaps that's why I asked the question, and you guys can let me know in the comment section if the English are indeed being hypocritical right now, because there's nothing that happened out of the rule book, and Jonny Bairstow himself says that he probably could have done the same thing had it been for him to dislodge the bails. So, well, are the English being hypocritical in fact? Let me know in the comment section.